Hello and welcome. We're on episode 2, and today's video is going to be words in Aramaic and actually an Old English word that graven and molten came from, and it's a very, very important commandment. In fact, it's the second commandment, and it is in the book of Exodus 24, Exodus 20:25, Exodus 32:4, Deuteronomy 4:16, Deuteronomy 4:23, Deuteronomy 4:25, Deuteronomy 27:15, Isaiah 40:18 through 21, Isaiah 42:8, Isaiah 44:9, 10 and 11, Isaiah 44:15, 17, Ecclesiastes 12, 1 and 13 through 14, Isaiah 45:20, Isaiah 48:5, Isaiah 49:16, Jeremiah 10:14, Jeremiah 51:17, Jeremiah 51:47, Jeremiah 51:52. So over 22 verses. Now, I'm not going to read all of the 22 verses. I'm only going to read you a few just to highlight what this word on your screen in Aramaic for graven and molten means, which actually comes from a word from the 1300s, the English word graven, which means sculpted, carved, cut, hew, or carved stone and wood. And in the Vatican and the churches have it everywhere in their buildings and outside their buildings, stained glass images. These are called deities, which the word deity comes from a Roman word for gods, okay? So the image of idols. So let's hear what God has to say about this, because it's very important, because it's also in Deuteronomy 25:16. So we're looking at 24 different scriptures in total that specifically tells you in the second commandment. But let's first read in Ecclesiastes in chapter 12. 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Okay, and so in 13 it says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring forth work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So the commandment that he gave Moses, which is the second commandment, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. All right. So in Exodus 20:25, it states also, and if thou wilt make me an altar of stone, pay very close attention, thou shalt not build it of hewn stones. For if thou lift up thy tool upon it, thou hast polluted it. Neither shalt thou go up by steps unto my altar, that thy nakedness not be discovered therein. Want you to pay really close attention to it. He's telling you in verse 25, if you make him an altar of stone, okay, what are the churches made of? stone, wood, metal, images about the apostles, about Jesus, crosses. You look all over the Vatican. It has all the apostles in statues above the Vatican. Inside the Vatican building, within it, it's got all kinds of stained glass. It's got crosses. It's got the sun. It's got the moon. It's got all kinds of things. You look in the churches, in the old days, you didn't find a cross. You didn't find an organ. You didn't find instruments. You didn't find any stained glass. Back in the old days, I remember going to a building to go to church with my family. There was none of that. Nothing. But according to what I just read you in Exodus 20:25, if you make images of Jesus, crosses, apostles, church buildings with altars, stained glass, any of these things, these are deities, which talked about in chapter 20, where the commandments, all the commandments are listed. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above. Okay, all these people above that are in heaven, the apostles, Jesus, Moses, all of these people, we are not to worship them. They are considered deities. And the Roman Catholic Church deemed it worthy to disobey the Most High God that Moses commanded. So now we're going to look at Exodus 32:4. I'm not going to read them all. They're going to be in the description. Take it upon yourself. This is why I'm doing it, so you can study with the Most High God. He's just wanted me to point out these Aramaic, Hebrew, Greek, Latin, French, English words, where they came from, and how people and the stories, the pastors, because I've showed you in other videos, woe unto the pastors who lead the sheep away. Well, they've led the sheep away. Exodus 32:4, and it says, and he received from them at their hand and fashioned it with a graven tool after he had made it a molten calf, and said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. So that's a whole, like a deep, deep study. But I'm giving you this so that God can sit with you when you study these scriptures. All right. Now we're going to go to Deuteronomy 27:15, and I'm going to read you one from Jeremiah, and the rest are going to be up to you. Now I want you to pay very close attention to this, because Deuteronomy 27, in here, it starts on verse 15 talking about the cursed be the man. But for this purposes of graven images, 27:15, cursed be the man that maketh any graven or molten image, an abomination unto the Lord, the work of the hands of the craftsman, and putteth it in a secret place. And all the people shall answer and say, Amen. I've told y'all who that is, that it's a deity. It's an ancient Egyptian deity, not to use that word. All right. So let's go to Jeremiah 10:10. Now this one you want to pay real close attention to, because this very one word is going to probably shock some of you. Verse 10, but the Lord is the true God. He is the living God and an everlasting King. At his wrath, the earth shall tremble, and the nation shall not be able to abide in his indignation. What does this word mean? This is what I was saying. Some of you are going to be shocked if you don't know what the word means, because it means strong feeling of anger, outrage, and displeasure caused by something you believe is unfair, wrong, or mean. Verse 11, Thus shall ye say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens. He hath made the earth by his power, he hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heavens by his discretion. When he uttered his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heaven. He causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightness with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures. Okay, this is another verse about molten graven images. Verse 14, every man is brutish in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image, for his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. They are vanity and the work of errors. In the time of their visitation, they shall perish. So I thank you for watching, and please take it upon yourself to read the 24 scriptures that are so important to the second commandment.